When I look back, there's been a lot of growth at the company. I think 2 years ago when we sat down, our employee count was 70, and today we're at 140, so we've doubled in size. We just learned that for the third year in a row, Synergy Medical is now included in Canada's fastest 500 growing companies, according to Profit Magazine. I think in the last 2 years, we're fortunate that we've had some positions come open in the company, and we've filled it with some really high-quality individuals. Well, SynMed is a patented technology, and the key differentiator is there's a vacuum pump that creates suction, and we have a very clean pick-and-place technology. The pipettes, when they go into the container, they lift the medication out and then dispense it gently into the blister. We use a series of filters to trap pill dust, and we have a HEPA filter that the air flows through before it's exhausted. You contrast that to some of the other technologies that use gravity to dispense the medication. The medication is dropped through a canister through a calibration mechanism, and then it flows through a common chute and hopper into the blister or pouch. And that can lead to cross-contamination and stressing the medication. There's a standard that's coming out December 1st called USP 800. And I think the differences in approach to dispensing the medication between the technologies will become apparent at that time. It's been great. It's been better than expected. This is the Ultra machine that's sitting over here on my shoulder. We've seen growth from expected areas and also growth from areas that we didn't expect. In Canada in particular, we've seen central fill pharmacies go from filling, dozens of locations to literally hundreds of locations, and they've had to add technology along the way in order to be able to accommodate that growth. The same thing is happening in the U.S. market. Pharmacy chains are starting to embrace blister packaging and requiring automation to do the heavy lifting. The SynMed Ultra has a unique workflow for single-dose production, and that's enabled large long-term care pharmacies adapt the SynMed Ultra for their production needs. Traditionally, long-term care pharmacies, they will pre-fill their top-moving prescriptions and hang them on a drug wall. When a prescription comes in for that drug, they will retrieve it, apply a patient label. The drugs they don't have pre-filled cards for, they go to a hand fill station where they're manually produced, and then those manual cards and the pre-fill cards then need to be collated, and the collation can be a time sink. The Ultra, the workflow is such that Janet Smith's, all of her prescriptions are grouped together, and when they're sent to SynMed on the production tray, if there's a prescription that requires manual fill that's not in the robot, it's filled, the production tray goes into the robot, the remainder of the prescriptions are filled, and then when they come off the tray, they're already held in sequence, so there's no collation. So we're eliminating the manual fill station, we're eliminating the cost of the drug wall, and the retrieval of those cards and the placement of the label, and then finally the collation station, that's eliminated as well. So from a workflow perspective, it's much more efficient. Yes, we do. Independent pharmacies, to a certain extent, have embraced multi-dose packaging as a means to differentiate themselves and to create a value-added service that patients appreciate. Regional chains have embraced the multi-dose packaging for the same reasons. I'm thinking of Hy-Vee, Lewis Drug, and Spartan Nash. And it's interesting, this weekend at NACDS and in conversations prior, more pharmacy chains are contemplating blister packaging because they're seeing some of their best patients being picked off by independent pharmacies that offer the service or other direct-to-patient services like PillPack. In the future, we see continued growth due to the overall growth of the multi-dose and single-dose blister card market in the U.S. and Canada. Also, from an R&D perspective, there are several modules that are in development with our product development team, and they will increase the functionality of SynMed in the future as well as enhance our customers' ROI. We could see explosive growth if payers get on board and compensate pharmacies for offering a blister pack service